What is going on, YouTube? I am back with a reaction from Tom MacDonald. And, Hog fam, check it out. I have really enjoyed this journey that I've gotten to be on over the last several years with Tom MacDonald, learning about him, being able to kind of dissect his music a little bit, and really diving in. And so I'm excited to see what we have here. One of the things that I learned about Tom is that he lives in California. Well, I was born in California. Um, and I moved out of California in 2013, so 13 years ago, roughly, or give or take. So I've spent, I want to say, probably 35 to 40% of my life thus far outside of California, which means that I'm kind of far removed from it. But I will tell you that those mountains in the background, I don't know exactly where he's at, but I remember seeing those mountains every single day when I grew up. Those kinds of mountains where they're the super dark brown ones, where it's just desert. That's all it is. It's just desert. And I could be completely wrong with this, but it looks like the high desert that he's filming this in. Again, I could be completely wrong. It could be in the middle of nowhere, San Bernardino County. It could be Central California. It could be Northern California. I don't know. I don't know. If y'all know where this was filmed, that would be great for me to know, because I think it'd be pretty cool. All right, let's just dive in. Let's dive in. His shirt says, "Prayer is a painkiller." I do believe that. I do believe that. He's got an American flag. He's got what looks like some sort of ATV or a quad that's got the red, white, and blue colors. I'll tell you, for being born a Canadian, this guy has more respect for America than a lot of Americans do. So let's just dive in. Here we go.
Remember who you are, white boy. Start a fire with some gas and a match. Hanging out the window of a truck with a flag. Pissing off the world that's trying to tell you it's bad to be like you. Just remember who you are, white boy. Raising hell just like your old man. Little slice of heaven somewhere out on a ranch.
Okay. So really quick, I'm gonna restart it here because there was a couple things that I heard, but I wanted to make sure that it was in the same context that I had heard them. He said pissing off the world, but then he also talked about lighting fire with a gasoline and a match. You think about like starting a riot with the things that you say. You're starting a fire with the things that you say. And his music is controversial, and as someone who leans more liberal, I vibe with Tom. I think he's really cool. I think that the words that he's speaking are words that he believes, and I can't sit here and condemn somebody for having a view that they have. That's just not right? But he also, you think about the algorithm. The algorithm gets triggered when people are controversial. That's just the reality. People on both sides of the aisle will click. People who like Tom will click. People who don't like Tom will click. And it's just, yeah. And nowadays, there's so much hatred out there that it's like the algorithm for someone as controversial, or I wouldn't even want to say he's controversial, because he's not. It's more of the music that he creates is controversial, but he also has like a IDGAF mentality, and that's, honestly, I'm kind of there myself, where if someone doesn't like me, I just don't care. But I feel like we're, if I were to meet Tom in person, I feel like we'd get along pretty well. We don't have to agree on politics. We don't have to even agree on political policies. We don't have to agree on anything like that. But are you a decent human being where we can sit down, have coffee, have breakfast, those kinds of things? That's what makes America great. That's what makes America America, is the fact that we can have our differences and still sit at the same table. And so, yeah, let's watch the song.
Remember who you are, white boy. Start a fire with some gas and a match. Hanging out the window of a truck with a flag. Pissing off the world that's trying to tell you it's bad to be like you. Just remember who you are, white boy, raising hell just like your old man. Little slice of heaven somewhere out on a ranch. Pissing off the world that's trying to tell you it's bad to be like you. This is for my guys outside with a little bit of red on their necks, standing for the
This is for my guys outside with a little bit of red on their necks. This is for my guys who are rednecks. Oh my gosh, that's funny. That is pretty funny. And like the area that I live in, every once in a while I'll see a truck with a big giant American flag hanging from the back. And where I used to live in a big city, and you wouldn't see that. And when you did, it was more like there was a lot of judgment that was cast on those people, but it's such a normal part of the culture where I live that it's like every time I see it, I'm just like, awesome. He's patriotic. I can look outside because my window's open right behind the camera right here. I can look outside and I can see 4 or 5 American flags hanging from my neighbors' porches, and that's like, they're just proud to be American, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. It's one of those things where it's like, okay, let me back up. I was having a conversation with my wife, and Hog fam, you guys probably know who my wife is, but um, I was having a conversation with her, and she was talking about how her identity was rested in her hair, and that's a very common thing, right? You're a woman who you go and get your hair done. You spend $200-300 to go get your hair done. You enjoy getting your hair done. You like pampering yourself. You go to the spa. You do your nails, like all of those kinds of things, right? They're not like what makes you you, but they're part of your identity. They're part of like what people see when they look at you. And so it's like for some people that the American flag, if they're draped in the American flag, that's part of their identity. That's when people look at them, that's what they see. And so it's like, even though it doesn't change, it doesn't make anybody else less American. It's just they're choosing to drape themselves in an American flag. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with what Tom is saying here. Hanging out the truck with a American flag hanging. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. When people look at Tom, that's the image that he wants to portray. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. You know what I mean? Like, kind of like the tattoos he's got. Tattoos on his face probably really hurt to get. I won't get tattoos on my face. And it's not a judgment thing, it's just a preference thing. I don't want to get tattoos on my face. I don't necessarily want to drape myself in an American flag. But does it make me less American? Absolutely not. I'm still proud to be an American. I still celebrate the 4th of July because of it's Independence Day. It's the day that allows me to be free. I'm still going to thank veterans who have risked their lives overseas for me. You know what I mean? Like there's it doesn't matter like what political party we stand on. We all land on the same platform with, okay, you're American. The same veterans that I'm thinking also died for, or, also risked their life for you. The same ones who did die in the line of duty risked their lives for both myself and the person who's sitting across the table from me. That is what makes us American. So when he's talking about remember who you are, that's what he's talking about. He's talking about that true identity. Like, who are you? Who are you?
On their necks, standing for the anthem with their hand on their chest. Rattlesnakes on some yellow flags hanging from their window panes. Buddy, you should
Rattlesnakes on their yellow flag. Don't tread on me, bro. Don't tread on me.
hanging from their window panes. Buddy, you should watch where you step. Step, 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 get to stepping, y'all. Get gone, get gone. We just wanna work, go to church, have a good time.
What I think is so cool, though, and keep in mind, I'm stopping because it's a reaction video. If you don't want me to stop, then how about you just go check out the original video? It's in the link in the description. Anyway, he said, get, and he's talking about, like, the don't tread on me thing, right? You don't like me? Get, just get, right? Get. Say it with a little bit of redneck. Get. But that's what he's talking about, right? And then he's talking about how he wants to live his life here. So let's keep going.
to church, have a good time till we in the dirt. Remember who you are, white boy. Start a fire with some gas and a match. Hanging out the window of a truck with a flag. Pissing off the world that's trying to tell you it's bad to be like you. Just remember who you are, white boy. Raised in hell just like your old man. Little slice of heaven somewhere out on a ranch. Pissing off the world that's trying to tell you it's bad to be like you. This is for the guys who gon' fight to be free till the cops come around. Who never let the flag that they wave touch the ground. Metal sign on a fence post, no trespassing allowed. And this is for the ones who don't run, reading Bibles, loading guns. They know what they gotta do and they know how to get it done. All the ones who learning lessons till the day they get to heaven. If you ain't one of us and get to stepping. Step, get to stepping.
So I will tell you, like what he just said there, right? You know, there's a certain level of talking about, okay, going back to like the whole "don't tread on me" thing, right? If you're gonna hate me, just go. Just like, not everybody has to like you, but not everybody has to force themselves to be around you either. And so that's where personal decision comes in, right? If I were to ever meet Tom in person, like I said, I think we would get along really well. I think that there's a certain level of respect that this man does have for other people who also respect him and show him respect in return. It's mutual. It's not exclusive, right? It's one of those, and it's the same with me, right? I've got my views, I've got beliefs, I've got, you know, some aspects of the things that I think that could be considered controversial, but at the end of the day, like, it's where I land, and if someone is going to hate me for where I land, I don't need to be in that person's life. It doesn't make them any less of a human being. It also doesn't take away what or negate what they think just because I don't agree with them, if that makes sense. So it's one of those things where we can have a conversation. Let's just be friends. Like, you don't have to like everything about me. I don't have to like everything about you, but we're both Americans, so why can't we just get along? That's, like I said, the same veterans who go overseas and fight for our freedom did that for both of us, not just one of us. And so I feel like that's what he's talking about here. He's not talking about this like exclusive club. He's talking about like okay, let's just stop with the division stuff. Let's just, and yeah, he's saying it in a little bit more blunt way that could be taken as, if you don't align with me, get lost. But if you listen to most of Tom's songs, he's actually pretty neutral. He just wants people to respect him. That's it. And if you don't like him, he's saying get lost.
Stepping. Step, get to stepping, y'all. Get gone. We just wanna work, go to church, have a good time till we in the dirt. Remember who you are, white boy. Start a fire with some gas and a match. Hanging out the window of a truck with a flag. Pissing off the world that's trying to tell you it's bad to be like you. Just remember who you are, white boy. Raised in hell just like your old man. Little slice of heaven somewhere out on a ranch. Pissing off the world that's trying to tell you it's bad to be like you. Remember who you were, white boy. Before they try to race in your past and told you it's bad. Remember who you were, white boy. Before they put your kids in a mask to sit in the class. Remember who you were, white boy. For the only lives that matter were black. You got attacked. Remember who you were, white boy. I'm telling you, you gotta go back and be more.
Okay, well, hold on really quick. So this is one thing I do disagree on. There are some things that are still around. Like, okay, let me just, because I know I'm going to get some hate for saying this. So let me give you context. Out of 100% of Americans, let me clarify. 100% of white Americans. Okay? 100% of only white. I think the problem of what he's talking about lies in probably 4 to 5% of that. That's my opinion. And the reason I say that is because I have encountered some people who are truly racist, who are truly do not like people of color, who truly wish they were dead, who truly, like, fill in the blank, right? They don't love them. That's for darn sure. They don't like them. They don't want to be around them. They want nothing to do with them. They want nothing to do with anybody who's not white. So, but that number is so small, but it's the impact that that small number has is equivalent to the same thoughts that people have about other countries like Pakistan. Not everybody in Pakistan is a terrorist, and yet somehow Americans think that way, right? Well, I want to say maybe 3-4% of the people that are in Pakistan, maybe terrorists. We have more domestic terrorists that are white that live here than they do in Pakistan. That's just the reality. We have more people committing murders out here than they do in Pakistan. So my question and my thought process is what Tom is saying that he's tired of the result of what that 4 to 5% of white Americans have done. I don't take it as I don't think the problem lies in the 95 to the 96% of white people. I think the problem lies in the 4 to 5% of white people. But because of the impact and the problems that have been generated, that's why Black Lives Matter came around. That's why there are certain things that are kind of elevated as social issues, even though they don't seem like or appear like they're social issues because they don't affect the mass group of people that aren't causing problems. But as similarly as I'm talking about this, when I used to work at Taco Bell, I worked at Taco Bell up in the northern part of Oregon, and I saw a fully garbed KKK member just come through the drive-thru like it was nothing. He had his hat sitting next to him in the passenger seat, and you know what? It freaked me the hell out. He's part of the problem. He was part of the problem. Why is it that we are so fixated on eliminating the problem when the problem is there and the solutions for the problem that's there are solutions for a reason? But I also understand what he's saying. I understand it from both sides. There's a solution to this problem of people who are extreme when it comes to hatred and their views of people, of real life living human beings. But I also understand what he's saying because he wants to be free and doesn't have to want all of these things pushed on him just for simply being white. So I get that. But I get it from both sides. I understand it from both sides, looking at a bird's eye view. And I've lived it to where I've seen someone who was fully garbed, and it was not Halloween, by the way. I had lived in this area from May to September, and it was during this summer that I saw this man, fully garbed KKK. I saw this man in a full KKK outfit, pointed hat and all. That is where the problem comes from. I don't think it comes from the average Joes like Tom. Okay. Anyway, let's continue.
Like that. Remember who you are, white boy. Start a fire with some gas and a match. Hanging out the window of a truck with a flag. Pissing off the world that's trying to tell you it's bad to be like you. Just remember who you are, white boy. Raising hell just like your old man. Little slice of heaven somewhere out on a ranch. Pissing off the world that's trying to tell you it's bad to be like you.
It's a good song. I like this song. Great job, Tom. Good job, man. And this song, you're gonna get people to talk about this song because it's like you make some pretty good points, and yeah, I'm excited to see what other music that you come out with, and so we'll see, man. We'll see. Thanks, Hog Fan, for hanging out with me. Thanks for loving me. Thanks for being willing to sit and get all the way through the video, if you have. I love you guys. We don't have to agree on politics, but Everybody's welcome here. No name calling, all love. We're just people. We're people trying to navigate this life together, and I appreciate the hell out of all of you. So, hang out. I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.